Away, Legate. It's good you came by. That armor Khalida is walking around in. It may have done a good job concealing her womanly attributes, but she'd be better off in something that fits her shape. Let me know if you'd like me to look at that. I reckon we can make big improvements with small adjustments. I have a bit of salvage lying around that we can use. Start by stripping it down to its component parts, then we can take a look at what's left and plan the work. The consul thought it would be best to send me over and help you out. A bunch of Balatrenes, I'd say. Which one are you asking about? I'm wise enough not to crack any jokes about her while she may be within earshot. Fine. Need something else?
At your service, Legate. I don't like gladiators. They tend to brag too much, but know next to nothing of actual warcraft. That being said, I get the feeling this young woman is a bit different. Competition. I'm sure she would stand a chance, but for now all my attention is directed towards your safety and the war effort. Perhaps, one day, when the war is over, that might change.
What can I do for you? The way she looks at everything with those big eyes. She's not trying to fool anyone, you know? She really is that innocent. She's a fighter, that's for sure, but she's not a killer, I think. She needs to be fighting for something. It's good to have another woman traveling with us, I must admit.
Have question? Then we'll return to Rome. Are you looking forward? You have mother and sister there, right? I am sorry. If she has value to him, perhaps at least she is safe. Small consolation, I know. I had sister too. I would not wish such loss on anyone. She was killed. I did not stop it. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Legate, we have taken Nicomedia, and Legio Prima Italica has laid siege to Mithridates' forces at Chalcedon. The consul has requested our presence at the siege. I am told the defending army shows little interest in leaving their fortified positions. Our supply lines are good, seeing as how we control all of Asia Minor again. I would say there is no urgency if you have anything left to do before we assault Chalcedon. I expect the consul will want to return to Rome as soon as Chalcedon is taken. If we have any outstanding business left in Asia Minor, we may wish to see to it before we join the siege.
The day has arrived. Chalcedon must fall today, or we may lose Cotta and whatever remains of his forces.
Mithridates is a skilled commander and a charismatic leader. Cotta underestimated him and paid the price.
The lesson should be clear and familiar.
The people of Chalcedon are known to be quite stupid. They have settled the wrong side of the strait. Thracia is indeed much more defensible.
I've heard the entire area is infested with cats.
Cats are honorable creatures indeed.
Mithridates' army is vast. They have every angle covered. Besides, we must make an example of him. That is exactly why a frontal assault is what we will use. That is what we want our foes to think. That initial frontal assault should target the sentries on the bridge. We must descend on them quickly and wipe them out. But then we withdraw. Precisely. Mithridates will reposition his troops in order to fortify the front wall. That is the tactically sensible move. That's when our small team of speculatores sneaks into the city.
Our scouts discovered a less treacherous cliff face on the western side of the citadel, which looks safe to climb with the right equipment.
They might expect a naval attack or a large-scale flanking maneuver. But with their attention on the front walls, the knight will easily obfuscate a small boat.
This kind of operation can only work with an elite group. Our main force will still be positioned in front of the city.
We'll need to take care of their catapults, or my men will not be able to advance. Either that, or destroy the catapults themselves.
The more of their artillery you can disable, the easier it will be for our legions to advance once we launch the main assault. Let us not underestimate Mithridates. As I said many times before, he is a capable commander.
That does not sound like my idea of a good time. Dibs on the infiltration team.
Small group trapped alone inside enemy encampment? No, thank you. I will be in main assault, please.
While the Legion takes out the outer encampment, the priority of the other team will be Cotter. Save him along with any other prisoners we find.
Let us hope for the best, but you may not get the chance. It is up to you to determine responsibilities.
Make sure you choose the right people for the job.
Make me proud. Bring me their banner.
Muram, Arias, Atiget.
Come on. I'm bored of this ceaseless talking. Let's fight!
For once, I agree with the big guy.
My other tribuni were on the verge of mutiny when they learned I was giving Legio Victrix to you. It's a good thing indeed that you vindicated my decision so thoroughly. Together, we have defeated one of Rome's greatest foes, a feat even Cornelius Sulla did not manage. With this victory, the Republic is once again whole.
Yours has been quite the meteoric rise to military fame, that's for sure. The Consul has an impressive eye for talent.
I hope you've taken a liking to warfare, because your service will be called upon again. You've made a name for yourself now.
It's time we decide what to do about this menace, Mithridates.
Do not address me like some common prisoner.
But that is what you are. You are king no longer.
My crown is not for the likes of you to take away.
Yet I have taken it quite literally. Here, Legate, it's yours. You are the king of this battle.
I know when I am defeated. I will travel east with my family and you will never hear from me again. I swear it on my ancestors.
That is the traditional way we deal with our vanquished enemies. Very well. It will be a triumph to remember.
You can't do this to me. I am a descendant of Cyrus the Great, Darius the Great, Alexander the Great.
If only you had been as great as them, you would not be here now.
Word is that a growing army of freed Serwi are rampaging across the countryside, menacing the citizens of that region.
I predict the Senate will give Damianos a slap on the wrist for his treason. We need him back in control of Thracia to deal with that rebellion.
I will resume my position as propraetor of the province. I knew Zenobia's late husband, Maro, quite well. We were on good terms, and I expect this relationship to carry on with his wife. It was good of you to bring Maro's murderer to justice. I am certain Zenobia and I will quickly restore the prosperity to our fair province.
Sadly not. The Legion must be disbanded before we cross the river Rubicon. We will talk more when we reach its banks.
Of course, the Legionari have profited well from this campaign. If you should ever need to muster a legion again, some of them would surely join up.
It will be good to return to civilization after these long months abroad.
It has been a great honor to serve under you all.
You have served with distinction, Orestes. I regret that I could not see the war through as your commander.
Come, let us return to our camp and begin to organize our journey back. We will have plenty of time to talk on the way. And here we are. It warms your heart, doesn't it? No matter what manner of wonders you witness. There's nothing like home. It is what separates us from the barbarians. We are warriors, and we fight to preserve our home. We fight so others won't have to. Causes are easy to find. It is what you're fighting for that matters. You are fighting for your family and your home. That makes you a virtuous man. All right, victorious commander. Announce your arrival to the Quaestor, and allow us to disband now.
What is it, Legate? It is inaction that bothers me. Idleness corrodes the warrior's mind. That is an excellent idea. No wonder you are the legatus. There was, but not in Rome. I had a sister once, although sometimes I question my own sanity. Did she truly exist, or did I merely dream of her?
Aristocles teaches us that one may never truly know. We live chained inside a cave, staring at the shadows on a wall.
None can chain Bestia Tabat anymore. I will find out where my sister is. We were both sold as children. She fetched a higher price than I, for she was better in every way than I was. I do not know what became of her. Fortuna is a cruel goddess. That is why I do not depend on her.
Some events are out of your control, Bestia. No matter how hard you try, Fortuna may meddle in your business.
You are a capable commander. Mercy is your weakness. Your enemies exist as long as they survive. Can't think of any situation like you mentioned.
I have wanted to come to Rome for so long. I am almost nervous now. That is what everyone says. Now I get to see it for myself. I'll let you know if I agree. You are happy to be home? They will be quite happy to see you again, I bet. I have no place to stay, of course. I can stay in your home, maybe. Just for now. That is generous. Thank you. I will try to find a place for myself, but it is good to know there is no rush. We will see. Maybe I will hate it. Then I will have to go and find someplace else to be. But I think I will want to stay. If I can find place to live. You think it will be bad? Maybe you can help me buy a nice Roman stola. Then I will fit in. Right? At least I will not receive unwanted advances, I guess. Why would I want to keep fighting when I don't have to? Fighting is a necessity of life. It is not sport. I did not come to Rome to keep fighting.
Hey. Oh, thanks. Just what every girl hopes to hear. I don't want to return. I don't even know where to go. This is the first time I'm back home. I appreciate that, but I'd better not. I don't want to depend on someone else. I've seen how badly that can turn out. But I appreciate the offer, really. Worse. I'm going to pretend to be a prim and proper noblewoman. Not really. I like it better out there. I don't know. People. There's a lot of people in Rome. I'm not a people person. That's exactly what I'm dreading. We didn't get our guy, but we won the war. I'd celebrate that. It'll work out. Your case is strong enough.
Welcome home, Domine. More than happy. Although it was nice to be back in my homeland once again, I find it quite impossible to not miss Rome. All I need now is a change of clothes and a day trip to the library. Much appreciated. It was good to be back in action, but now my old bones are in dire need of some rest. Do see your mother. I'm sure she's anxious to know we've arrived. I shall be cautious like a lizard. None shall be aware of my presence. Few can claim to be your superior in matters of combat. You have proven yourself beyond the shadow of any doubt. You jest, but thank you nevertheless.
Legate, I always get this weird feeling when I'm back. Like I've left something of mine behind out there. Now there's a thought. That masseuse from Lutetia, I wonder if she's still around. Brilliant idea, Legate. You know what? For once, I'll do nothing. Nothing at all. And it will be glorious. A word of warning, Legate. My nothing involves a lot of debauchery and degeneracy. In that case, we have a compact. As they say in Rome, live with Kaiso, live your life.
And who are they? The people who say that.
You know, people say that. I'm sure I've heard some people saying that. All things considered, I don't think we can complain. The war is won, and we are still alive.
Arwe Lucullus and his victorious legion, welcome home.
Salve, Vitus. It is good to be home again. I'm looking forward to a nice bath and a flask of good Carthaginian wine. Maybe two.
May I humbly recommend Vipsanius Marcellus' new batch? People say it's heavenly.
Ah, your recommendations never fail to impress. Do address the legatus, though. This victory was of his doing more than mine.
My apologies, Legate. I neither know nor recognize you. Thank you. I am sure you'll be remembered from now on. Now, let us conclude our business. The consul seems to attribute the success of this campaign to you, Legate. Thus it is your duty to formally disband the Legion and relinquish your weapons. Beyond this river lies the Pomerium, and not even a victorious imperator can cross it bearing arms.
Our laws are what separates us from animals. You have given up your command, but you have retained your virtue. You can always get your command back when Rome needs you again. It is part of being a commander. You are a soldier out there, and a citizen in here. The River Rubicon marks the sacred line where you stop being a warrior. It is time you learn how you may conquer a more civilized battleground. We shall meet at my villa in 2 nights. There are people I want you to meet prior to the Senate hearing. We must get your villa back somehow. Do not worry about your favorite gladius. Your war gear will be kept safely in my summer villa outside the city.
I hope you are hungry, Domine. Lucullus is known for his lavish feasts. Do not eat anything until I've tasted it first. I wouldn't put it past the Vitellius brothers to poison this entire party just to get you and Lucullus. I am sure Dominus Lucullus has a reason and a plan. I would play along. My personal mission tonight is to taste each and every single dish. You may have to roll me home. I see that Tullius Cicero and Porcius Cato are both here tonight. They are highly esteemed senators of the Optimatus faction. The very same. He is an orator of unmatched skill. He was trained in Greece, you know. To what end? A blade would not help against poison. May Fortuna smile on you, Dominic. I'll be here if you need me.
Right on time. Just like a proper legatus. Welcome, son. After this long and arduous campaign, our feast is all you need. We should, and we are. This is our preparation. The guests in this party were not randomly chosen. Our success largely depends on your conduct tonight. Well, you know Marcus Minucius Thermus. He's still thankful for your timely assistance and the saving of his life. You probably remember Marcus Aurelius Cotta as well. He seems to have brought his siblings, Lucius and Aurelia Cotta. The gentleman in the corner is Marcus Tullius Cicero. Making his acquaintance should prove to be very useful for you. I plan for him to become your advocate tomorrow. Last but not least, I've also invited Marcus Porcius Cato, who may or may not represent you as well. You see why it was important for you to be here. I think not. Just be your charming self and try to win them over. And please relax. You have defeated an army of rebel pirates. This is a simple dinner party. Of course I am. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All in due time, all in due time. Now, divert your attention to our guests. This is more important than you think. Be sure to join us at the table before you leave. I'd like to introduce you to Cato myself. And smile. And do not walk like you have just swallowed a measuring pole.
Ah, it's good to see you again. Have some wine. My leg still hurts every now and then, and all this rain isn't helping. But that is nothing compared to what could have been. You have my eternal gratitude. In that case, I'm still grateful that you are a true Roman. It is pretty much out of my hands. I'd follow your Patronus's lead. Lucullus is a smart man who usually has a few backup plans. Even without solid evidence, he will be able to put you into an advantageous position. Nevertheless, I would advise caution. Vitellius Scaevola, and especially his brother Lurco, are ruthless and cunning. Expect the unexpected. Only those who matter. Be careful around Cotta. He's still reeling somewhat from the damage that was done to his pride. To a man like Cotta, an honorable death would have been preferable to a humiliating near miss.
Of course. The savior of the legions, Lucullus Wonder Kid. I knew you would be here. Don't give me that infuriating smirk. Slither off and gloat somewhere else, will you?
Excuse my brother's ill mood, Legate. This new Carthaginian wine doesn't agree with him, if you know what I mean. I am Lucius Aurelius Cotta. This is our sister, Aurelia. We're glad to make your acquaintance. We were just talking about you anyway.
Of course we were.
Other than saving his life?
Lucius!
Oh, please, let him talk, Aurelia. Let everyone witness the failure of Marcus Aurelius Cotta. The man who got himself captured and let his nephew die. The consul who had to be saved by a homeless runt.
Rest assured, my brother is thankful for that, Legate. We were discussing how you saved my brother's life and became the hero of the Azia campaign.
But you can take full credit for letting my son die? Or was he simply at the wrong place at the wrong time?
At least that much is true.
Oh, it's broken. This sword was my father's. It was called Crocaire Morse. You were friends with him, weren't you? However briefly. Why don't you keep it? I think I still have the old schematics for it. I'll have a servant bring them to your villa tomorrow.
Really? Are you so eager to display your shallowness?
It's been rather rainy recently, true. At least the rain drives the mosquitoes away.
Not all of them, it seems.
Salve. I've heard a lot about you. I am Marcus Tullius Cicero. Is that so? Few people beyond the political circles would know of me. My reputation depends largely on who's talking. To varying degrees, I am sure. I'm an advocate. I defend those whom others seek to incriminate. But I'm sure a career soldier such as you would find the topic rather boring. Then perhaps we have that in common. I myself abhor violence, although I recognize its necessity in some situations. That depends what you mean by friend. Your Patronus, Lucullus, is a consul. Many people would claim to be his friend. There's a difference between knowing someone and merely knowing someone's name, though. Are we friends? Our republic is in great turmoil. We should all aim to gather around us as many friends as possible.
That is absolutely unnecessary. I'd spend it all on farmlands. People need their food.
Indeed they do. But what good is food if it's obtained by illegitimate means? What do you think about it, Legate? Spoils of war, unaccounted for and untaxed. Should they be used for development to feed the people of Rome? A simple question.
A fairly strong answer, I'd say. No matter how much you try to legislate, the situation at hand will defy your expectations.
Meet Senators Marcus Porcius Cato and Marcus Tullius Cicero, who will be acting as your attorney tomorrow. At least I hope so.
Unfortunately, things have developed differently, my friend. I've decided to represent Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola instead. I generally avoid prosecuting. One does not make friends that way.
Certainly an interesting turn of events. But I've heard you talking disfavorably about the Vitellius brothers before. How do you justify defending them?
What I justify hardly matters. I seek to represent them to the best of my ability, so justice can be served.
Most certainly. It would make you as guilty as they are.
Rubbish. As long as your defense itself is conducted by legal means, we must trust the system to produce the right outcome.
Legate, what guidelines did you follow when you had to decide the fate of that Triarchus? Why did you let him live? The utilitarian approach. Disgusting, of course, even if it was the right decision. I wonder, exactly how utilitarian are you in your thinking? I heard you had the opportunity to bribe a hired guard protecting a spy.
Stop interrogating the man, Kato. Not everyone must adhere to your high standards.
Yet you did not take it. A point well taken.
Depends on the denarii, I suppose. Well, gentlemen, this discussion has become too hypothetical for my tastes. I bid you a good day.
Wale, Kikoro. See you tomorrow.
One final question, before I retire as well.
You and your questions, Kato.
I believe if you wanted, you could enter the Pomerium fully armed. Why didn't you? Indeed, in betraying Rome, you would betray yourself. This has been an interesting conversation, gentlemen. I thank you for it. But now, with your permission, I shall leave. Welate.
Wale, Kato. We don't have enough evidence to condemn Vitellius Scaevola yet. But I shall try tomorrow at the Senate. Hopefully I can secure Cato's help. You should go to your villa. Be careful, though. Scaevola's thugs are still guarding it. By Jupiter, don't get yourself killed. Hire some people. Just be careful.
You look tired. Shall we leave? So, did you enjoy yourself? That is what life is. They look heavily armed, Domine. What if they respond poorly to our demands?
Don't worry, Cineros. Allegatus has many tricks hidden.
The more you say to alleviate my worries, the more they grow.
Just where do you think you're going? You have a good memory for faces, Legati. But I'm on strict orders not to let anyone in.
As of right now, those orders are null and void, Lictores. This immobile property belongs to this man.
Senator Cato!
By order of the Senate, the property rights of this legatus are approved. From this point forward, as pater familias, he alone can exercise the rights of usus, fructus, and abusus. But nothing. That is if you want to see tomorrow.
As you command.
Not me, as he commands.
My apologies, Domine.
Your thanks are unnecessary. It was the virtuous action to take. Welcome home, Wale. Until next time.
I've missed you so much. You look great. Did you lose some weight? Are you eating well? Has he been eating well, Cineros?
He has, Domina.
All right, I'll stop talking. But you'll have to tell me everything. Tell me about the war. I heard some of your friends died there. Killed by pirates. How did you survive? I know. I was just concerned for you. But did you like the life in the Legion? Do you want to be a career soldier? They say the moment a man goes to war, his soul changes. Your father did not enjoy the Legions either.
Domina, with all due respect, I guess the Legatus has his own questions. Am I wrong?
No, they were polite, mostly. Except for the fact they wanted me confined to this villa. I guess having me walking around the streets was too much of a risk. Once you were out of the picture. He had no reason to antagonize me, though. I do, and Aculus agreed. It was a sinister plan to take over our family. But now you're here, and everything will be fine. I haven't seen your sister in months. Scaevola doesn't let her out of his summer villa. She's pretty much imprisoned there. It's good to have you home, and for it to be our home again. Now that you're back, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, listen to me. You just got here. Go on, take some time to settle in. Let me know when you're ready to get to work.
How is it? You don't like the dress? Is it normal in Rome for important people to make such shameless advances on their guards? Is good we are not normal, then? In some ways it is. In others, it is not. City is big. I have never seen anything like it. And there are so many things to buy, so many different people. I love that. But there is a strange way people talk to me. Not because I am foreign, I think, but because I am woman. That I don't like. I would like that, if it is fine with you. This villa is amazing. So many statues and fancy carpets. I love your garden. It's so lush and green. And trickle of fountain calms me down.
Your mother has started catching me up on how the vineyards have been going since we left. The harvest was better than expected. That is good news, of course, but it also means we have a problem. One of our grapes produced a particularly good wine. It's an opulent vintage with a smooth finish. Quite frankly, Domine, it is one of the best wines I have ever tasted. Winemaking is not an exact science. We do follow recipes, but we are subject to the whims of Dionysus. Every now and then he favors you, and you may produce a wine of this caliber. Oh, but I do. And you know I've tasted a lot of excellent wines throughout my life. This wine ranks among the best of the best. It means the wine has a rich and smooth taste. An opulent wine is a bold wine. Do not worry. Wine terminology can be weird and obscure. You will get used to it in time. The question is what we shall do with this wine. It's certainly worth more than what we normally sell for. It's the best kind of problem to have. It might be a good idea to visit some of the merchants in the market. Before you leave, there's a small thing we have to decide. A good wine deserves a good name. What should we name this one? Darkest Rose. Romantic and dangerous. Very well. That being settled, you should go and talk to the wine merchants. I had no doubts. You've made everyone proud, and this victory is cause for celebration. I shall cook today. Our legal system has its own intricacies, which no one but people like Cicero understand. I'm sure the powers that be worked their magic. I don't know, it's your house. Sit back and relax and let your Sir We handle things. Do bear in mind that managing an estate is no simple task, though. Now that your father is no longer with us, you will have to find a way to generate income. I think we should focus on the wine business. There used to be a lot of money in your vineyards. It's certainly a different experience compared to teaching you and your sister. To a casual observer, Tabat could seem slow, intractable, or, dare I say, stupid. That would be a wrong assessment. I have found Bestia Tabat to be infinitely malleable. We're lucky to have him on our side. We're doing very well, actually. Given enough time and persistence, we can rely on the wine business solely. In fact, we owe our success in the political arena partly to our excellent vineyards. They have been silent for a long time now. Silence can be scary. That is still a kind of fear. Do not worry. Our current position is quite secure politically. Any foe should think twice before attacking us in our seat of power. I believe we're quite safe in Rome.
Away! What brings you to the land of wine today? If wine is what you seek, you have come to the right place. My wine is much better than those of Marcellus Vipsanius. That's what I call it. This area of the market belongs to the Collegium Venariorum. We are an association of all the wine merchants in Rome. Oh, indeed. I recognize you now. Welcome to my stall, then. Are you looking to sell? He prioritizes customer satisfaction at the cost of morality and the law. He lies, cheats, and threatens. In the end, he acquires the best vintages. Some of us do, but many of us purchase wine from vineyards and sell it here at the market. I would be very interested, but the rules state that I have to call the other merchants for a tasting. We each must have an equal opportunity. I am honored. Unfortunately, I have to call my fellow merchants. You should hear their offers too, and if you still want to do business with me, you are free to do so, which I hope will be the case. This is brilliant. Exquisite. The best wine I have tasted this year. You know, your father and my father used to trade, but I do not believe they ever achieved this level of excellence.
I do not know, Quintus. It does have a harsh finish.
I would call it nutty. It's a really good wine, though. I could sell this for years. Domine, would you consider a 5-year deal? I'm willing to buy a 5th of your stock this year, and another 5th next year, and so on. For each batch, I would offer you 1,000 denarii.
I won't risk that. Tastes change, and demands change with them. I'll pay you 3,500 denarii. Sure, it is less than you'd get from Claudius over 5 years, but I want all of this wine now.
I agree, it is a good wine. I will buy all of your stock right now, and I'll pay 4,000 denarii, more than Quintus is willing to part with. Half now, and half when I take delivery.
I am an honest trader, Legate. My father used to deal with your father before either of us was born. I will sell your wine to the best clients and pay for all of it up front.
The deal favors us both. I pay less now, and you have greater profits in the long term.
It's good money. More than what Quintus pays, and you'll get paid as soon as I take delivery. In exchange, your wine will be sold at the best tavern in Rome. It's an offer you cannot refuse. I'm sure you've made the right choice, and that you know what's good for you.
Thank you. Our fathers would have been proud.
Preposterous. You can't make a deal with these fools. Mark my words, you will regret this. I give you one last chance to change your mind. You have missed out on a great business venture.
Thank you. You will not regret this decision. I will have my associates deliver payment to your villa at once.
Salve, Legate. Are you looking for medical supplies? The world may be large, but Rome is smaller than you'd think in some ways. People talk, and you are mildly famous. Tell me what you need, and I shall provide you with everything. Every healer I know dreams of going to war with the legions. But bones do not only break in battle. Life in Rome can sometimes be a battlefield. I have some linen I can spare. You could buy some if you want to make bandages. This bottle could also prove to be interesting for you. It's a concoction that works against the effects of many poisons. The machinations of the senatorial class can occasionally turn very bitter indeed. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. Good. You should make sure to consult a trained healer in mixing this, however. The wrong application could turn ugly. I do not charge for the act of healing. I charge for the items I use. My potions and bandages do not come cheap. It would have been fortuitous if the gods simply granted such materials. But healing is the art of mortal hands, and mortal hands need denarii.
Brother, it's so good to see you again. How have you been? For some reason, Scaevola is treating me like a queen. I do not know why. Maybe he's afraid I'll be collecting information for you. I'm starting to think his brother Lorco wants me to be on his side. Scaevola is trying to keep his brother away from me. I may be able to use that to our advantage.
I'm afraid we don't really have much time. They are tailing me, following all of my moves. Lorco and his men. He insists it's for my own security, but there's something unsettling about his smile. I don't know what it is. I think Lorco is more dangerous than Scaevola by far. He runs all of their business, and everyone acts like they're working for him. Even my husband's lictors. A little while. I sent her Serwa to stake out our villa. She ran and fetched me as soon as she saw you leave for the market. It is hard to guess. He acts as if he's a man without any ambition. We both know that is not correct, though. I think they're working on something. Unfortunately, paranoia reigns in Villa Witelia. They cover their tracks well and hide everything, even from their own people. You're wrong. I do have to do this. It's the only way I can help you work against them and maybe one day avenge our father. That's the last thing we should consider. I think I'm supposed to serve as bait, and something like that is exactly what they're waiting for. Besides, I'm much more useful to you as Witelia Scaevola's wife. Thank you, but I don't think I have a choice in that. I will send a Serwa to your kitchen door with instructions for where to meet me next week.
So you found me again. But you're a civilian now. Here you are, just another customer in my smithy. Only because you've never met any of my competitors, I'm sure. I don't suppose you're in the market for some carpentry tools? There is no market for such tools in peacetime. And of course, weapons are not allowed inside the pomerium. Tell you what, I do have something here you might be interested in. Have you ever heard the legend of the Ancilla? Well, it just so happens I have come into possession of one of the replicas created by Numa Pompilius. Then, if you buy it from me, you should take good care of it. You are as savvy in business as you are in warfare, I see. I do have an assistant, my daughter. She is all I can afford. But today she is with her teacher learning history or Greek or some other such high-minded nonsense. The hope is if he fills her head with enough such drivel, she will find a wealthy husband so she'll never have to peddle my pots and pans again. Or perhaps it's the original, who knows? But you see, even a replica, ancient and storied as it is worth a small fortune. If nothing else, it's an exquisite artifact of a bygone age. A fair price, I should say. Very well, the Ancilla is yours. I cannot guarantee that it once belonged to a god, but you have my word that it is a good shield, and it will serve you well should you ever use it in combat.